Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, it's January 25th. At the time right now is 1 minute past 1 in the afternoon. Overnight, we continue to see equity prices in the States continue to edge higher with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 charging into fresh all-time highs. And in the Dow, we do not have fresh highs. The fresh high was actually traded earlier on in the week at 38,109.2, and the market closed weak. Among the three equity index, Dow Jones was the only one that did not close in the positive territory, whereas the S&P 500 did have a new high at 4,903.68, but it closes marginally above relative to when Tuesday's prices. So we can see that most likely the market actually ran up yesterday on the back of very stronger than expected PMI numbers, which is the producer managers index. Both the manufacturing and services sector show robust growth that is actually unexpected, so the market actually ran higher. However, the market actually ends on a relatively weak note, and this gives rise to the possibility we may see a near-term pullback in the S&P 500. I have really gone short, and I'm hoping for the market to retest the 4,714.82 levels, or at least near the December close at 4,769.82. So anywhere between this area and the other swing low here is 4,682.11 in the cash index. I think we should be able to see a relative pullback here before the market decide which way you want to go, because the market right now is obviously very, very stretched. And tonight we have we're going to have a very, very busy night, because on top of the core the Q4 GDP first reading, market was expecting 2%. Now remember, Q3 we have 4.9%, which was a blockbuster growth. But however, in the Q4 they have actually revised the growth to 2%. So there is a major climb down. And of course, we also have the personal consumption expenditure, which the Federal Reserve do watch. So these are the two big ones, on top of the regular weekly jobless claims and durable goods. So it's going to be a lot of data. So prepare for a very busy evening tonight. Okay, so in the meantime, do understand that I have already turned mildly bearish on the equity index. I do expect a little bit of a technical pullback. In the NASDAQ 100, NASDAQ remains very robust. New high traded at 17,665.26. And of course, the market, although it closed in a positive territory, but it didn't end strong. The market now traded below at close at 17,500, just marginally below this level. And it is also a prime target for a pullback to at least come back to test the November close of 16,765. So do watch out for a pullback into this level of prices. And over in Asia, we can see that the Nikkei continue to edge lower. Market went up to a high of just under 37,000 and pull back on the back of Tuesday's comment by the governor of the Bank of Japan that they may be considering some kind of normalization of interest rate as early as March, if not April. So that actually take the wind off their back, and we can see there's a little bit of profit taking going on right now, although it is not the majority just yet. And your depends, okay? If the US equity market continue to soften, as I expect them to do, then maybe we can see lower prices in the Nikkei 225 going forward. And over in Hong Kong is a different story altogether. The market has been in the doldrum for the whole of 2023 and the beginning of 3 weeks of 2024. And we can see that the latest bounce has become prevalent. Okay, the market low is at 14,796 in the futures contract. The high traded is 16,253. I do believe we're going to see higher prices in the days, if not weeks ahead. The area of content for me will be this cluster of prices consisting the October, November, December close, all clustering between 17,025 to 17,150. I say this is a natural magnet for price to go and aim for. So do expect some kind of extension in this rebound. Okay, so for the time being, we can only say this is a rebound because the market is in a very long-term downtrend. In the dollar, you can see that the dollar managed to rebound from the Tuesday's low of 102.55, and last night we have market going up to 103.16. But I think this market is a good target for another extension to the downside. If we get a pullback, perhaps we can see a price moving below 102.55 low. resulting in a three-way pullback. The cluster of price which I'm looking at is probably the 50% mark at 102 levels. So do watch out for a possible pullback to the 102 level to challenge the 101.62 low that we saw in the first week of January. So if the dollar is likely to come down, then of course the principal currency have the chance to bounce back. So yesterday we see the pullback from the euro dollar from a high of 109.32 down to the current level of 108.75. I think the market is probably going to go higher. Again, the 50% mark is going to be a key. The drop from 111.39 to 108.22, the 50% mark is at 109.80 level. So I do expect a three-way pullback to challenge this level, which incidentally is just below the most recent swing high here at 10 or possibly 110. Okay, so do watch out for that move. And in sterling, the structure suggests that the pullback wasn't as deep, and we can still see that lows are getting higher. So they give me the confidence to call for further rise in the sterling, possibly above the 127.85, perhaps even above the 128.27 for a gun at for a run at 129. Over in the Aussie, now the Aussie is also showing a little bit of a pullback last night from 0.6620 to the current level of about 0.6575, and I think the market will struggle higher, perhaps not as high as what I was hoping for previously at 0.67, perhaps at 0.6640 to 0.6660, this area, which also coincides with the 50% mark at 0.6657. So I think this could be a good area for the market to rally to, and then before it comes back down to take out the low at 0.6525. And over in the dollar Canadian has actually rallied. Now it seems that the original call was for the market to extend lower, but yesterday price went up on to 135.28 on the back of their very strong PMI numbers. And I think there is a good chance tonight, among the slew of data that will be released, I think the market sentiment may change and may cause the dollar Canadian to pull back to retest the 134 levels. Okay, and this will be actually also very much in line with the 38.2% retracement at 134. So look out for a pullback into the 134 area. Perhaps from there onwards, we can see another rally beyond 135.40. In dollar yen, I think the market is very, very stubborn. The pullback has been very, very shallow. And if we do see a pullback, I think the best we can expect is possibly this area here between 145.60 to 145.95, and before the market goes up to perhaps even take out the 148.80 going forward. And in the precious metals, we can see precious metals is getting ready to go down. Okay, yesterday we have a massive fall from here. Last night high was at $2,034.81. I actually went short here before the market went down. And the reason why the market went down again was on the back of the very strong PMI numbers is actually not conducive for gold prices. And I think going forward, maybe in London, we see a bit of a bounce, but I think tonight the path of less resistance is to the downside. I won't be surprised the market take out the $2,000 level and go all the way to test the 1,950, $1,985. Okay, this will be the first stop. I think there's a very strong case for the market to go even lower, perhaps to go down below the $1,950. But for now, just know that my immediate target is about $1,985. Okay, over in silver, silver actually rebound very strongly from $21.91 to a high of $22.96 before pulling back a little bit. I think this pullback will extend lower into the New York trading hours, at least in the early part of New York trading hours, to ideally between $22.32 to $22.47 before we see another leg up to challenge the $23.53 high that we saw in the middle of the month. Okay, and over in Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin is basically still coming off. There is that disappointment. Market pick up at just under 49,000, traded to a low of 38,500. We see the bounce, but near them, I think this very dark black line here, which previously was a support line, now become a very heavy resistant area. If any kind of bounce will be most likely will be contained below this area here for an extended decline, perhaps into the below 38,500. Okay, so this is my 2 cents worth. And in the meantime, you take care. And tonight it's going to be, like I say, it's going to be volatile. So be very, very aware of the numbers that are coming out. So that's all I have for you. You take care and I'll come back to you tomorrow with further updates. Bye-bye.